Hello YouTube. Today in the Naughty Librarian we are continuing my massive book unhaul. I've cleaned out my shelves. Frankly, cleaning them out just got them to be still full, but not overflowing, which is progress. I just have too many books. It's a problem. Anyway, these are all of my romancy adjacent items I have pulled out of my shelves. So let's just get into what smutty delights were not cutting it for me. All right, so I kind of separated them into like subgenres of romance. So let's start with my smallest subgenre, which was all of these, which is historical romance. I am getting rid of Something in the Air by Suzanne Enoch. It just wasn't it for me. Like, I appreciate some parts of this. Like, I did read it. I read the whole thing. And it kind of has like adorable misfit orphans in it. And I don't know. It's very mild on the spice scale, I will say. And I've known Suzanne Enoch to be pretty spicy. So this one was just like, oh my gosh, it's just white salt. That's about the spice level here. And I don't know, it had some funny jokes and stuff, but overall it wasn't for me. I didn't really love it. Got a couple of books by Deanne Raybourn to pass along to a new home. I read A Curious Beginning for Patron and Channel Member Book Club. It was fun. It was a book I had been meaning to read for like a really long time. So I finally did it for book club. And I would say if you're a fan of Soulless by Gail Carriger, you're also really gonna like this. It's like that, but no magic, if that makes sense. Like, this is definitely a slow burn romance between these two characters. It's Victorian era. I don't know, Victorian era isn't really my jam. It's not my like era of choice when I'm going for historicals. But it's a murder mystery and zaniness ensues. And I was just going to get rid of this one too by Deanne Raybourn. This is Silent in the Grave, which is a different type of murder mystery series from this author. Mainly just because I read the other one and wasn't a huge fan of it. So I was like, well, they can both go together. I am getting rid of Danger's Kiss by Glynis Campbell. This is such a clinchy cover. But this was gifted to me. Unfortunately, like, there's just no audiobook component. So, like, I can't. Like, I need audiobook components. But apparently this is, like, a lady thief. And it's Scottish historical romance. So it has things I like. It's just, I don't know. I don't have an audio component. So it bums me out, but it's going to have to go. Last historical, leaving my shelves, I have Anna Maria and the Fox by Liana de la Rosa. I liked, did not love. I read the whole thing. I would say this is also fairly slow burn romance. For a lot of it, there's just these two characters saying, oh, we shouldn't, and then not doing it. The whole fun of forbidden romance is saying, oh, we shouldn't do it, but we're doing it anyway. And it takes them so long to get there. So for me, it didn't have enough heat for long enough. So it gets spicier by the end, but like for so long in the book, I was just very frustrated with these characters. So it wasn't my favorite thing, but it's not bad. It wasn't my vibe. Okay, moving on to my next little section here. This is like sci-fi fantasy romances. Let's just start off here with sci-fi because I have the whole trilogy here. So I have Heroine Complex, Heroine Worship, and Heroine's Journey, all by Sarah Kuhn. This, I don't know, I've just met the author several times, so I have the books, and they look super cool. You know, they're all like heroines and like superheroes, and like, I think they're a little bit queer, and they have like zany things happening, and I'm like, I love all of the vibes for this series. It's just, I think they don't have audiobook components, which is a bummer in the summer because I won't read things without them. It's just how I read. I don't have time to sit down and read a physical book. My other three in this category all just happen to be about witches. I didn't plan this. But first of all, Paybacks a Witch by Lana Harper. This one, oh, dude, what did I even read in this one? It's so, oh, okay, I remember this one now. It took me a minute because I was like, well, I don't remember what happened. This is an FF romance. It's kind of like, hey, screw that guy, he sucks, let's be girlfriends. And they're like, yeah. And then like, I'm into it because like, I want them to be together. But it's also like magical competition, magical town type of thing. So I don't know, it wasn't hitting it for me. I didn't like fully invest in the characters, but I did like the romance of it. Not the Witch You Marry by April Asher. I read the whole thing. Again, it's like it's a mid book for me. I liked it, didn't love it. It's, enemies to lovers, kind of fake dating situation here. Second chance romance, I believe, as well. There's a witch and a werewolf, and then they're paired together for reasons. And I liked it, I didn't love it. Basically, it's fine. It's average, it's mid. It's just not like so great I need to keep it on my shelf. The Xhex by Erin Sterling. Again, another one of those mid books where like I like it just fine. It was fun to read. I don't love it though. Like I need to have to love it for it to be on my shelf, or I have to be like at least overly like it, because this one I'm just mid with. I liked it. It's fine. I'm not obsessed with it. It can leave, kind of a deal here. But it's again, the Xhex, enemies to lovers, second chance romance here. I think they're both witchy kind of characters in a way. I don't remember a lot that happened in this one, but I don't know, it has more zaniness in the blurb than I feel like it actually accomplished in the book. So it could have been a little bit better. All right, so last section here is all kind of contemporary romances, and it is by far my largest section because I don't know, maybe I'm picky about my contemporaries. I don't know. Like there's so many leaving. I'm gonna get rid of A Touch of Minx by Suzanne Enoch, mainly because I don't think it's the first book of this series. I don't own the first book of this series. It seems kind of cool or whatever, because I think it's like a lady thief again, and she has to steal from the Metropolitan Museum of Art, etc., etc. It's just, I don't have the first book, and I don't know, I probably won't ever get it. I got a library book sale for like, I don't know, like 35 cents. It's very cheap. I'm not losing a lot of money here. It's just, I think this was a mistake buy, so it's gonna go. So I have so many books that are like LGBTQ, and I feel bad about it. It's just like a lot of these ones I just don't think I'm going to get to. And like, they're taking space on my shelf, and it's just a whole thing. But anyways, let's just get into it. I don't know what it is with Chris Ripper, but I got 3 books by them. This is a problem. Oh no, I should probably try to keep one at least to read, because I can't get rid of everything by this author. But I have The Hate Project, The Love Study, and Book Boyfriend. Out of the 3 of these, I guess the one that makes me like most interested is probably Book Boyfriend, so I might try to give this at least a whirl before it leaves. There you go. But they're all kind of queer-centered romances. I believe this one also has non-binary characters in it. So great representation. It's just books I don't ever have the opportunity to read, and they're just taking up space on my shelves. Devon and Chris Plan a Wedding. This one also seems kind of fun. Enemies to Lovers, FF Romance. It's kind of, I think they have to like work together for like a reality TV show. They have to plan their dream wedding, but they're not actually, they're fake dating each other, so they're in too deep. So I think this one also is probably pretty fun. If You Love Something by Jace Ellis. This is a second chance romance kind of a thing. It's like, the will gave the house to both of us, but we're divorced. What are we gonna do? One of those things. So I don't know. Second chance romances, especially with divorced couples, I'm not always keen for, just because like they got divorced for a good reason, probably. You know what I mean? Like, those don't usually work out well. Meet Me in Madrid by Verity Lowell. This one is kind of takes place in Madrid, Spain. FF romance. Woman goes to Spain. She gets caught in a blizzard. I didn't know it snowed in Spain, but I guess it would. I don't see why it wouldn't. It just didn't occur to me that they have snow there. Maybe because I'm from California. I don't understand the concept, but she gets stuck in Spain and then like romance ensues. I also pulled Meet Cute Club by Jack Harbun out of my rotation on my shelf. I had a lot of intentions of reading this. And then I think it was very difficult to get the audio component for it. So it kind of kept putting back further and further and further on my shelf and in my TBR, and then I'm like, okay, it's been this long, it's not happening. Even though like I do think it would be cute, it's been too difficult for me to achieve at this point. So I'm moving on. All right, last few books of my like failure catalog here. These are all books I had every intention of reading and just never did. So I have A Taste of Sage by Yafa Santos. And this I think is Rival Chefs. And I was like, ooh, okay, foodie romance, go for it. And then I had every intention of reading this and I just never did it. And it's leaving my shelf, you know? Like I've tried for this long and it still isn't like sparking joy in me. The Roommate by Soraya Wilson. This one seemed kind of interesting. You know, I think it's more like a new adult romance, kind of accidental roommates kind of a thing. But I think she ends up being like the maid for this guy, but then she ends up being a live-in maid and then like sexy times. I'm not really sure how this concept works. But this was sent to me for promo. I did promote it at the time, so I've done my job here. It's just, I don't really think there is an easy to get audio component for this as well, so it's not happening. Last up on the failure train, I have How to Fail at Dating by Denise Williams. I had every intention of reading this. I even met the author. Like, I had every intention of reading this, but I did check like trigger warnings and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, this gets a lot darker than you would suspect. Because you think, oh, it's animated, How to Fail at Flirting, it's gonna be zany and wacky, a rom-com, but I'm like, this gets dark. It gets dark at times here. This has some problems that are, I don't know, it would make me uncomfortable to read, frankly. Not that I would be triggered by them, it's just like, I don't want to put that in my brain, essentially. So it's like, it's not the book, it's me kind of a situation. This last stack of contemporaries, I swear, we're getting close to the end here. These are all ones I have read. So I'm back on like the not failure train. Intercepted by Alexa Martin. I read it. I liked it. I didn't love it. I know a lot of people have read it. It was kind of buzzy a few years ago. Like everyone was reading this book. I read it too. I bought into the hype and it's fine. I like it. I don't love it. You know, it's a football romance, lots of like relationship drama that I'm like, oh, for. Part of me just feels like it was really, really dramatic. I didn't like some of the characters, but it's fine. It's not really like the book's fault because a lot of people like this book. It was just I wasn't vibing with it. Sweet Hand by N.G. Peltier. I read it. I really, really, really wanted to love this one. And there are certain aspects of this book that I really, really did like. Bisexual male lead, love that. The foodiness of it. I love the setting. It has like a lot of really great things going for it. It just didn't like vibe for me. It was a little too run of the mill. Like that sounds mean, but I don't mean it necessarily in a mean way. It just kind of in that mid-level where it wasn't like wow and it wasn't bad. It's this kind of, it is what it is and it's fine. I didn't hate reading it. I just didn't love reading it either. One of the more polarizing books on this list here is 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. Everybody loved The Hating Game, okay? That one came out a few years ago as well. It was super buzzy. Everyone was obsessed with it. They made a freaking movie, okay? So Sally Thorne became an author. This was her second book, I believe. And I was keeping it because like I was one of those few people that actually liked it. A lot of people hated this book and I've actually found a lot of things to like about it. It is a much more dramatic turn than her first book, which was so like zany rom-com. This one actually has some meat on its bones, but it's definitely not as fun. So I actually kind of liked it for its moody book about feelings nature. However, it's been years at this point. I still remember certain aspects of this book, but not enough aspects of the book. And I'm kind of like, over my hype with it. Like her third book, oh my gosh, that was a dumpster fire. So I feel like this author and me have like parted ways. No longer auto buy, but yeah, this was like that hanger on, and I was like, you know what, I'm keeping the hating game because it's genuinely good. This one, it's gonna have to go. So The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This is another author that I'm having the same kind of vibes with. Well, Christina Lauren, it's two authors, they're a writing duo, but I used to really, really, really love Christina Lauren. All of their early works are amazing, like the Beautiful Bastard series. Chef's kiss, loved it. Wild Dirty Things, I forget the name of the other series they had. I loved that series too. So all of their early works are deliciously smutty and like funny and like likable characters. And then it was like when the era of like the animated book covers started coming out, I felt like their writing was changing. Like it was becoming more and more like commercially accessible. Like it became a little less smutty, a little less edgy as they went on and on. And I miss that smutty edginess that they had in their early books. But like, I get it. Make your money. These are gonna sell a lot more copies than those edgy smutty books. So like, I get it. Good for them. I wish them nothing but the best. But like, the new era is not like really vibing with my taste. All right, we're coming so close to the end here, okay? Like, I am running out of steam. I am getting over like a bad case of hay fever, so I'm on fumes right now. But let's go. let's go. All right, I'm sorry. I'm okay. I'm gonna pull it together and not lose my mind. I'm gonna close out this video here. So I have Georgie All Along by Kate Claiborne. This one was again a rather mid book for me. It's fine. I didn't particularly like it. I mean, it's very mild on the smut scale as well. I would say it's like a light spattering of black pepper. Just a little bit of spice, not enough really. One to Watch by Kate Stamen London. I liked it, didn't love it. Again, it's a very mid book and it features a plus size heroine, which is amazing. I love representation. It does also deal with like a reality like dating show like all of The Bachelorette, and it's fine. I don't know. I didn't love it really. I didn't even really love the characters. It just kind of was there and then it ended. I'm like, why am I keeping this on my shelf? I appreciated, I think, like the representation of having a plus size heroine, but there's so many great books with plus size heroines. I don't need to keep a mid one, you know what I mean? So it's going. Okay, last two books here. And they're both kind of like holiday adjacent. And by adjacent, I mean actually holidays. I don't remember what the word means, I guess. Anyway, Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison Cochrane. I wanted to like this, and this was such like a hard DNF for me. I tried to read it. I read a good like 58 pages of this and then threw in the towel because I couldn't stand any of the characters. I couldn't stand them like with all of my soul. It was just like such a visceral, I hate everybody in this book kind of moment. So I just like stopped reading it. It was a great decision. And last up, I have The Matzah Ball by Jean Meltzer. This is a Hanukkah-based romance, which I thought was pretty exciting because you don't get a lot of Hanukkah-based holiday romances. And overall, it's rather mid. It's a mid book. It's fine. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I would think I was keeping it for the fact that it had representation in it, which I think is important, but overall, it's not a good book, whether or not it has representation. So it's gonna go because I don't like it. Also, I wanted some good dirty smut here and I didn't get any. This is just like, I don't even know what's less spicy than salt. Like just a breeze. Just someone just over the meal. That's as spicy as it got. All right, so those are all the romances that are leaving my shelves. I have lost my mind. Okay, I'm gonna go rest because I'm getting over a cold and I shouldn't be filming, and I filmed anyway, and I have exhausted myself and my brain feels like mashed potatoes, and I need to not be doing this. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below, what are some books that you just found to be very mid? Like, you're like, it's fine, I have no beef with it, I just don't like it, or love it, or I don't know, it's just fine. Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. If you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And if you want cool exclusive content, including early access to videos and a book club, you can consider becoming a channel member or a patron. Links for that are in the description down below. And on that note, I will see you guys soon. Goodbye.